Good morning students. In the previous session we have completed lesson number 10, cell and cell organelles. Now today we'll start with the new lesson, that is lesson number 12, introduction to acid and base. So first we will see what are acids and what are bases. Acidic substances are usually identified by their sour taste. How they are identified? The acidic substances are sour in taste. Any substances that in water solution taste sour and changes the color of certain indicators. Example, when turns blue litmus paper red, they are acids. Yes, all of you are knowing litmus paper. Yes, you have seen litmus paper in the chemistry lab. Okay, so when the blue litmus paper turns red, then that solution is an acidic solution. Yes, and acid substances, they taste sour. Now bases. Base in chemistry, any substance that in water solution is slippery to touch and which taste bitter. What is the taste of the bases? They taste bitter. Changes the color of the indicators. For example, turns red litmus paper blue. In basic solution, red litmus paper turns blue, and in acidic solution, blue litmus paper turns red. Okay, I hope you are clear with the difference between acids and bases. Acidic substances, they taste sour, and basic substances, they taste bitter. And blue litmus paper turns into red color in the acidic solution, and red litmus paper turns into blue color in basic solution. Now we'll start with the acids first. Some substances have sweet taste, some are bitter, some are sour or astringent. Lemon, tamarind, vinegar or amla like substances acquire sour taste due to the presence of a typical compound in them. Such compounds imparting sour taste are called acids. So which are the acids here? Lemon, tamarind, vinegar, amla. These all the substances, they acquire sour taste due to the presence of a typical compound which is present in them. So such compounds which gives sour taste to the substance, they are called as acids. So these are the examples of acids: lemon, tamarind, vinegar. Okay, now acids are soluble in water and they are corrosive in nature. Corrosive in nature means what? When they are reacting with other substances, when they react chemically with the other substance, they will destroy and damage the other substance. So they are corrosive in nature, and acids are soluble in water. Animals and plants also possess acids in them. Animals and plants also have acids in them. So just now we have started with the acids. Acids, they taste sour, and in animals and in plants also they are having acids present, and acids are soluble in water and they are corrosive in nature. Now acids present in foodstuffs are called natural acids or organic acids. Acids which are present in the foodstuffs, they are called as natural acids or organic acids. Acids which present in the foodstuffs, they are called as natural acids or organic acids. These acids being weak in nature are called weak acids. These acids are weak in nature, so they are called as weak acids. Some acids are strong in nature, they are caustic or inflammatory. They cause burn to the skin, or they causes rashes, or sometimes they are effective on the skin. So they are inflammatory or they are caustic. So for example, sulfuric acid, that is H2SO4, hydrochloric acid, that is HCl, and nitric acid, that is HNO3 are the examples of strong acid which causes inflammation to the skin, or they are caustic and inflammatory, they burn to the skin. Okay, so which are the examples of strong acids? Sulfuric acid, that is H2SO4, hydrochloric acid, that is HCl, and nitric acid, that is HNO3. These acids are also called as mineral acids. So which acids are called as mineral acids? Which are strong in nature, like H2SO4, sulfuric acid, then hydrochloric acid HCl, and nitric acid, that is HNO3 are called mineral acids. Okay, so till now we have seen the introduction of acids and natural acids or organic acids, and the second type which we have seen, that is mineral acids or strong acids. Now The skin gets burnt when their concentrated solution falls on skin. Which concentrated solution? That is strong acid. The skin gets burnt when the concentrated solution falls on skin. Similarly, their vapors, if inhaled, can be harmful to the health. Okay. Strong concentrated acids are converted into their dilute acids by slowly adding them into the water. Okay, so strong acids, they can be turned into diluted acids by slowly adding them into water. Such dilute acids are less harmful than their corresponding strong acids. So strong acids can be converted into diluted acids by adding them into water slowly. Okay, and such dilute acids are less harmful than their corresponding strong acids. So which are the examples we have seen? That is examples like sulfuric acid, nitric acid and hydrochloric acid are the examples of strong acids. Now, if you taste dilute solution of baking soda, you will find it astringent or bitter. Substances having astringent, bitter taste and slippery to touch, example lime water, that is CaOH2, calcium hydroxide, baking soda, NaHCO3 means sodium bicarbonate, and caustic soda, that is NaOH means sodium hydroxide, and soap are called bases. Now here is the introduction of bases. Bases taste bitter or astringent. Substances having astringent or bitter taste and slippery to touch, for example lime water, that is CaOH2. As you can see the formula, CaOH2, calcium hydroxide, baking soda, that is NaHCO3 means sodium bicarbonate, and caustic soda means NaOH, that is sodium hydroxide, and soap are called bases. So these are the examples of bases. Bases are bitter or astringent in taste and they are slippery to touch. So this is about bases. We have seen the examples also. Which are the examples? Lime water, that is CaOH2, calcium hydroxide. Baking soda means NaHCO3, sodium bicarbonate, and caustic soda means NaOH, sodium hydroxide, and soap are called bases. So these are the examples of bases, and how they taste. The bases taste bitter or astringent and they are slippery to touch. Now the next is bases are completely different from acids. Chemically they have properties opposite to that of acids. Chemically the bases, they have opposite properties that of acids. They are also inflammatory to skin in their concentrated form. Not only acids but some bases are also inflammatory to the skin in their concentrated form. We know that the distilled water is tasteless. Water is neither acidic nor basic, and water is neither it is acidic nor it is basic. Okay, so this is about bases we have seen. Now the next part, that is indicators. Yes, in the starting only we have seen the indicators like litmus paper. Yes, all of you have seen the litmus paper in the chemistry lab, right? Blue litmus paper and red litmus paper. So this is what? This is indicator. Litmus paper is also example of indicator. Now we will study the indicators. The substance which are neither acidic nor basic and are chemically inert in nature. So indicators means what? The substance which are neither acidic nor basic and are chemically inert in nature. Touching or tasting of acid or base is very harmful and hence typical indicators are used to recognize them. Now touching or tasting of acid or base is very harmful and hence typical indicators are used to recognize them. So how you will identify whether the solution is acidic or basic? It is very harmful to taste or touch any substance, okay, or solution. So instead of that, we are using the indicators to identify whether the solution is acidic or basic. The substances which change their colors in presence of acid or base are called indicators. So indicators means what? The substances which changes their colors in the presence of acids or bases are called as indicators. So this is the definition. What is the definition for indicators? Indicators means the substance which change their colors in presence of acids and base are called as indicators. Now there are different indicators in laboratory. which indicators are available in laboratory? Okay, in the laboratory, litmus paper is mainly used to test alkali or base. In the laboratory, the litmus paper is mainly used to test alkali or bases. Bases are also called as alkali. This paper is made by an extract of lichen plant. It is made up of lichen plant. It is red or blue colored. So litmus paper is red or blue colored, and it is identify a basic solution. In the laboratory, it is mainly used to test alkali or bases. This paper is made by an extract of which plant? Lichen plant. It is red or blue colored. Blue litmus paper turns red on dipping in acid, and red litmus paper blue by alkali, means in bases. In the starting only we have seen when the red litmus paper turns into blue when it comes in contact with the bases, and when the blue litmus paper turns into red when it comes in contact with acids. So when the blue litmus paper turns red means what? That acidic. Turns into blue, the solution is basic or alkali. Similarly, phenolphthalein, methyl and methyl red are used in laboratory in solution form. Along with the litmus paper, there are few more indicators which are available in the lab which we are using are phenolphthalein, methyl orange and methyl red. They are available in the solution. Now the next one, that is methyl orange indicator becomes pink in acid and yellow in alkali. Methyl orange indicator, it becomes pink in acid solution and it turns yellow in alkali or the basic solution. Phenolphthalein remains colorless in acid and becomes pink in alkali. Phenolphthalein remains colorless in acidic solution and it becomes pink in alkali solution. Universal indicator which are in liquid state changes their color in the presence of acid and bases. Universal indicator which are in liquid state changes their color in the presence of acids and bases. So this is about indicators which we are seeing or which we are studying in the laboratory. Okay, so these are the examples of laboratory indicators. First one, that is methyl orange. Second one is phenolphthalein. Third one is methyl red and litmus paper, the fourth one. These indicators are available in your laboratory. Okay, and these we are using to identify the solution is acidic or basic. Okay, with the taste or by touching the solution we cannot identify, it is very harmful. So instead of that we are using indicators to identify whether the solution is acidic or basic. Okay, hope you are clear with this. So today we have seen the definition for acids, bases, and we have studied about indicators. Now the next one is, yes, this table shows the indicators and their colors in acid and bases. The indicators and their colors in acid and bases. Okay, so the first one is litmus paper. The second one is, first we will see litmus paper, and next that is methyl orange, phenolphthalein and methyl red. Litmus paper, blue litmus paper turns red in which solution? Acidic solution, and it will remains blue in alkali, that is basic solution. Now the second one, red litmus paper remain red in acidic solution and red litmus paper turns into blue litmus paper, that is blue color, in basic solution, in bases. Now the next one, that is methyl orange. Color of the indicator is orange. When it comes in contact with acids it turns into pink color, and when it comes in contact with alkali, that is bases, it turns into yellow color. Now the next one of phenolphthalein is colorless in acidic solution, it remain colorless to pink color. And the last one, that is methyl red, the color of the indicator is red, and in the acidic solution it will remain red, and in the bases it turns into yellow color. So this is about the indicators and how their color changes in acidic and basic solutions. So these are the indicators which are available in the laboratory, which we are studying in the laboratory. Litmus paper, there are two litmus papers, the red litmus paper and blue litmus paper. Then methyl orange, the color of the indicator is orange, phenolphthalein is colorless, and methyl red is red in color. Okay, so this is about indicators and their colors in acid and bases. I hope you are clear till here. So what we have learned today, we have started the lesson with introduction of acid and bases. Okay, and after that we have seen or we have studied about indicators. Okay, there are different indicators like litmus paper, methyl orange, phenolphthalein and methyl red. Hope you are clear till here. So today we will stop till here. In the next session we will start with the next concept. Thank you so much.